Listen, the story I am about to tell you is not the kind you hear while chewing granite and looking away. Oh. No, this one needs your full chest and both ears. Because on the day this thing happened in Emune village, even the sun was confused. The birds kept quiet and Breeze refused to mind his business. It started early that morning when Oma, a simple widow with more troubles than rappers, carried her clay pot to fetch water. She was not looking for adventure. She just wanted peace. But Peace and Oma don't get along. Oh. Peace sees her and crosses the road. As she returned from the river, she passed 3 hunters under a mango tree. These were men with big guns, but very small minds. They whispered loudly because whispering properly requires wisdom they did not have. One said, "We finally caught her, a pregnant mermaid." Another added proudly, "The rich man in town will pay big money." And that is how you know foolishness can be loud, very loud. Oma's legs moved faster, pretending she had nothing. But as she approached the bamboo thicket, a soft cry drifted out of the bushes. She stopped, turned her head once, turned it twice, and then she saw something that nearly convinced her to drop her pot and run straight to heaven. A mermaid, tied to a bamboo tree like stolen goats. Her scales glowed faint silver. Her skin looked as if it was moisturized with the tears of angels. And even in suffering, she looked like someone who bathed in expensive water. Her name was Kaina. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she begged softly for help. Her voice trembled like a leaf dancing in harmattan breeze. Oma rushed forward, untying the ropes as fast as her hands would allow. And that was when Kaina revealed her secret. She had fallen in love with a human fisherman, Leke, the young man who used to sing at the river. Their love grew slowly, quietly, like sunrise. But one day, Leke disappeared. Thinking he was in danger, Kaina came searching for him, only to fall straight into the hands of the hunters and their ropes and their ambition. Her stomach, round and heavy with a child half human and half mermaid, rose gently as she breathed. Oma's heart melted. Even if fear was whispering one thing, compassion shouted louder. Just as the last note loosened, footsteps returned. The hunters were coming back. Oma's soul made small attempts to leave her body and run away. But suddenly, Wana shouted antelope, and in the classic behavior of men with misplaced priorities, they ran after nothing. Oma knew God had just given her a discount miracle. She pulled Kaina up quickly and whispered, "Let's go before problems remember us." Dragging a pregnant mermaid is not exercise, it is suffering. Kaina was heavy like a sack of wet rice. Her tail slapped the ground as if arguing with the earth, and her cries came out in soft dramatic waves like a rich person who suddenly tasted hardship. But somehow, sweating like someone in spiritual training, Oma managed to bring her home. Inside the mud house, she hid Kaina on a mat and covered her with cloth. But the village's #1 trouble alarm appeared at the door like she was summoned by gossip spirits. "Oma, what are you hiding?" she asked, eyes scanning everywhere like a security guard who takes her job too seriously. Oma blocked the door with her whole chest until Mama Risi finally left, though suspicion still lingered like smoke. Moments later, Oma's son Chibike entered and saw something glowing under the cloth and screamed a scream that deserved an award. "Mommy, water spirit!" Kaina burst into gentle crying. Chibike froze, and then, as children often do, he softened. "He won't tell anyone," he whispered, and kept quiet like the good boy poverty had trained him to be. When night fell and the village slept, Kaina begged Oma to return her to the river before the hunters found her again. So, Oma tied her scarf, lifted Kaina onto her back, which was an impossible task nobody warned her about, and began the slow journey. By the time they reached the river, even the moon looked tired for them. The moment water touched her tail, her glow brightened, her strength returned, and her eyes shone like a promise. She looked at Oma with deep gratitude. She said,
"Thank you for
"You saved 2 lives. I will repay your kindness."
all of
Then she
this.
slipped into the water,
You should talk.
disappearing as gently as a dream fading at dawn. 7 days later, Oma opened her door and nearly fainted. 3 chairs sat there, shining as if the moon had delivered them personally. No footprints, no sounds, no explanation, just blessings sitting there boldly. Inside the chairs were gold, silver coins, coral beads, and treasures that mocked poverty directly. Oma moved into a bigger home, her children ate properly, and her life transformed with quiet dignity. Villagers asked, "Oma, who blessed you like this?" She only smiled. Kindness never gets missing. But at Nelit, she would stand near the river, knowing somewhere beneath that water, a mermaid mother and her half-human child lived, because compassion won that day.